Hello and welcome to this next installment of 5-minute quickies. Will hopefully be around 5 minutes about access bars and other updates in the world of access consciousness. So, what is access bars and what exactly happens in an access bars class? So, access bars is the first beginning core class of access consciousness. There are no prerequisites, so anybody can take the class. We call it a core class because after taking an access bars class, it opens up other avenues and classes where that class is the prerequisite for example, the foundation class. So it's one of the beginning core class in access. And when access consciousness was first founded over around about 35 years ago by Gary Douglas, it began as access bars. So Gary Douglas is the founder, creator of access bars and access consciousness. And now Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane Heer are the co-creators of it. So from that time, Gary was obviously the original bars practitioner and the first facilitator of that class. Now, fast forward 35 years later, and there are now about 10,000 bars facilitators around the world. A bars facilitator is someone who teaches the bars class. So what happens in a bars class? One, you get this amazing manual. And it is full of, so you learn, it's a one-day class, and you learn how to gift the body process of access bars in a day. After the class is over, you are a bars practitioner, meaning you can give sessions. And then you can choose how you'd like to do that. A lot of people just want to run sessions for friends and family. Some like to create a business as a bars practitioner. Others incorporate access bars to their existing business. For example, chiropractors, other body workers, massage therapists use bars and incorporate it in their practice in that way. So there's lots of ways you can use the class. Some people just really want to begin the journey in access consciousness and learn one of the most relaxing, de-stressing techniques you might have not heard of, or since you're here watching, you may have heard of it, but a lot of people haven't. It's spreading around the world. So you get a manual like this. You also get different head charts where you learn all of the different bars points and where to place your fingers and how it works. And this class is facilitated, like I said, by almost 10,000 people around the world. It's an in-person class. The only exception to that is the once a year when Access itself puts on a global bars class. I've done another video about that because there's one of those coming up with Dr. Dane Heer in October. But other than that, the bars class to become a practitioner, there's classes everywhere and it's in person. During a class, what happens is there's certain parts of the class that are the same. Everyone uses the same manual, the same head charts. And during class, you gift 2 access bar sessions, usually to different people, depending on the size of the class. And you also receive 2 access bar sessions. So if you've never experienced bars, there's different choices. You could choose to find a practitioner or a facilitator and receive a session. Myself, when I learned about access bars, I had that as an option. And I also was lucky enough to meet a bars facilitator who taught the class. And she offered me, well, I'm happy to give you sessions. You can do that. Or if you'd like to take a class, you learn the bars in a day, and then you're a practitioner. And then you can come to trades like gifting and receiving bars events. So I chose a class before I'd ever had a bar session. So it's a great way. You receive 2 sessions. You also learn to gift sessions. So is it more than just learning a new modality? Yes. So that is a big part of the day, is actually learning like where the points are on the head and where your hand positions are, and then receiving sessions and getting to experience what that is like to have your bars points touched and receive a session and release all of that limitation. Also included in the class, which a lot of people don't know, is the manual. It's a core class, meaning it's full of tools from access consciousness, like beautiful, like clearing statements, questions, ways to change your life, ask for a different future. It's packed, it's packed full of different things in that manual. So I know I was hesitant a bit when I first looked at taking it because I didn't have a practitioner practice at the time. And I thought, well, I don't know if I'm going to be any good at it. The wonderful thing is anybody can learn access bars. Anyone can learn it in a day. And it's such a it's such a unique class. So you get that skill that you can share and play with, and you don't have to judge yourself that you may have never done anything like it. And you also get all of these different tools from Access Consciousness. So no matter where you are in the world, and no matter what and who you take the class with and who your facilitator is, you will always gift 2 sessions, receive 2 sessions, and become a practitioner by the end of the day. You also watch a video with the co-creators of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane Heer, that demonstrate them gifting a session. So you also see and experience that energy and learn the bars points. And at the end of the day, you also watch a short video that just kind of introduces you to the other classes in Access Consciousness that are possible after the bars, one of which is the foundation. So that's just a little bit of what is an Access Bars class and what can you expect a class to look like throughout the day. And that's uniform with all the different 10,000 bars facilitators. And who would you like to take a class with? Look in your area. Also follow the energy, because every facilitator also brings something unique to the class, just like you do when you choose it. You also will be aware of who else is choosing the class, who you get to interact with, but it's available and open to everyone. Also, that, like I said, it's an in-person class because you need to touch bodies to experience bars. And there is once a year a global Access Bars class with one of the master facilitators in Access. That is a class we do online. It's the only online bars class. That's coming up on October 22nd with Dr. Dane Heer. So if you'd like to learn more about that, you can also go to the Access website. And a great place to go is accessconsciousness.com/bars. There you can learn more about bars. There's also more about what the class is, how to become a facilitator. You'll see the online bars class mentioned that's coming in October. You can also search, find a practitioner or facilitator near me, or find a class. When you do that and you're using our website, there's a little arrow that looks like this. That's how you search or do an advanced search where you filter by the country you live in or even the state and province so that you can find someone that is near you. If you don't see an Access Bars class posted, that doesn't mean it's not possible. So then search for people in your area, the facilitators that may not have a class listed, but if you message them, that may be a possibility. So using the accessconsciousness.com website, you can also message any of the facilitators that have their profile there and are listing their classes and letting you contact them that way. So thank you all so much for being on this little quickie. I invite you all to get your bars run, whether it's in a session, whether you choose a class. One of the other magical things about a bars class, after you take your first one, every other bars class is half price, no matter how long ago your other bars class is. So here's a hint. It's a great deal to get 2 bar sessions is to take a bars class, whether it's full price or half price. It's just super extra deal if it's half price, but I know it's a great way to meet people and get your bars run. And then if you should choose later, I'll do another video coming soon about how to become a bars facilitator. Those are people that teach and facilitate the bars class, like with all this wonderful stuff with the manual and the head charts. That requires you to take 3 bars classes. We'll do another video on that. But the gift of an Access Bars class is anyone can come, anyone can run bars, anyone can learn. And then by the end of the day, you are a practitioner and you can bring it and carry it into your life, your business, your other practices in whatever way you desire. So if you have any questions, there are other videos in this series. You may be finding it on YouTube or on Facebook, but we'll continue to be making these short videos to answer some common questions that people have around Access Bars and around Access Consciousness. So thank you guys. If you don't get a question answered, you can always email customer service at accessconsciousness.com. Or if you go to our website, there's oftentimes a live chat button where you can talk with someone live or leave a message there with anything that you require. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you. And go get your bars run, whether it's in the class or session.